since we took pictures to submit them to Barrett Jackson, it's kind of come back apart a little bit. We got new inner fenders to go in. We've had those for a little while, as you can see from the dust. Old ones are out. They were kind of rusty. And then we got the headers Cerakoted. The paint we put on them came off on the first heat cycle, and so I had to pull them off, have them sandblasted, and now they're Cerakoted. It's been warmed up, and as you can see, the paint still looks brand new, so we'll be good. Right now, I don't know where my dad currently is, but he just pulled all the molding back off so he can cut and buff this bedside. You see, he's kind of started. Yeah, we got new hubs. The ones on it are kind of they're kind of hammered, and they just don't look super good, especially at those shiny wheels. So those other ones will polish that up, and we'll put those in when we re-gear the front end. Wonder if he's planning on doing that this weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, so today's Friday. We got Friday off. We got Saturday and Monday to work on it, so we'll see. I'm not sure what he's thinking, but it's just lots of little odds and ends. He's kind of fine-tuned, changed some bolts, kind of finished up a couple little wiring odds and ends, just a bunch of tiny little stuff that we just didn't have time to do before pictures that now it's getting focused on and we're doing. So we'll see what we all do this weekend. It should be a pretty big update, hopefully, as long as we're not crazy busy, because he's gonna be working on this. I got some yard work I gotta do and catch up on since he's gotta focus on this truck. Yeah, I don't even live at home anymore, and I'm gonna be doing yard work. But I guess in a way that's helping on the truck project. So, but we'll get some footage and see what we can get done. So when I said we had to pull things back apart to continue to make it ready, I wasn't kidding. Rear end's out of it right now. Leaf springs are out. From the rear, you can see they are kind of ragged looking. They need a coat of paint. Rear end, the perches were off. The axle, I think it was slid to the driver's side like 3/8 of an inch. It was terrible looking. The old wheels and tires, you could notice it, but it wasn't terrible. These new ones, I mean, it was like twice as noticeable. So it's kind of weird to look at it right now without really anything in it. Over here right now, my dad's sanding down the one leaf spring pack to get it ready to paint. Inner fenders are scuffed up and ready to paint. And the rear end, after being primed from the new perches, it's about ready to be painted as well. So he's working on that. And I'm out here out front. And I am gonna put a valve cover gasket on my Jeep. It needs one. It's not like pouring out, but it's just making a mess everywhere. And I'm sick of smelling the oil that grills off the back corner here right under the manifold. I'm sick of smelling oil burning smell. So, especially in a valve cover gasket, it's like 30 bucks. And it doesn't take but an hour to do that. It also needs an oil change and trans service. They're not super topmost priority. They just need one before the next big trip. So I might do that today. We'll see what all happens. I just don't know what all I have going on, but we'll see. It's minimum it gets a valve cover gasket. So just got it running after doing the valve cover gasket and trans service. On closer inspection, it didn't actually need an oil change. I was worried it had a lot of stretched oil changes in its life, and it looked pretty bad on our trip when we were down in Hole in the Rock about a month ago. But it looks even better now, so I don't know if it just needed to be run more or what, but it's definitely livable right now. Smell it's burning all its fluids, or all the oil off the exhaust from cleaning everything off. One bonus I got with doing this is it had this throttle body spacer on it that I pulled off. I never liked it. This tube never really sat right with it because it raised the throttle body up. Everyone thinks on these it gains power. It doesn't really on these, where there's no fuel going through them. If it was a throttle body injection system where the fuel, or carburetor where the fuel is actually going through that spacer, then it will make a power difference. But on these, where the fuel's not introduced till here, clear up till right before the air goes into the head, all that does is make it to where that boot doesn't fit. So I pulled that off. Found some shorter bolts and made that all work, and yeah, but now it should be good, and hopefully after it burns all the smell of the oil that's on it now, I won't be smelling oil every time I drive it, which would be nice. That's getting kind of old. So I'm here giving you an update on the truck. It hasn't been worked on, in coming up on a month probably. Last thing that was done on is the rear end. We got the perches welded in the correct place since the housing was kind of slid about a 1/2 inch to one side. Got that all fixed and painted and ready to go back in, and got the leaf springs painted at the same time. My dad got those in. That really was probably the last thing he did, was get the leaf springs installed. And then we're talking to Barrett-Jackson, getting everything scheduled to sell it at Las Vegas. You know, it was 2 weeks away, and they asked us if they could put it on Thursday. And anyone that knows Barrett-Jackson knows Thursday is absolutely the wrong day to have something go across the auction. Oh yeah, you'd also buff this bedside too. That's something else he done recently. But anyways, Thursday, that's when they wanted to run it across, and that wasn't going to happen. This truck, we put way too much work in it to go on the low book day, for really the crappy day, all honesty. I don't know another word to really describe it. And so we just didn't want to do that. And so we told them we weren't putting it in the auction if that was what was going to happen. So, yeah, you can see all the dust on it from sitting for the last month. But anyways, we got talking to him, and it's going across Houston in September. So that gives us extra time. We got to take a break on it. We were getting so burnt out. Just everything that was happening. It was going to work out good. We were going to get it done, barely. So, but it's scheduled for Houston. Supposedly it's on the docket. I haven't even looked. I probably should. And so it's going to be going across Houston. So now, here in about the next week, we'll be getting back on it hardcore. That was one of those things. Found that out kind of half offended that they even joked about doing that on a truck this nice, and really irritated us, and we are already burnt out, so it just went on the back burner. We got to catch up on some house projects that needed to be done. I've been working on my Cherokee, but you know, it's time to get back on it because we got time that it can still be kind of fun to work on it, and it won't be such a mad dash, and we can just slowly work on it, and I'll have to work on it every waking moment. So but it's going to be coming together. We'll be seeing more updates on it. One nice thing also about pushing it behind is there's some things that were back ordered we weren't going to get, like this the tailgate band. You can't, the pictures and videos just make it seem perfect, but in person there's some scratches. There is, well, I guess you can probably see this. There's a dent right there above that, or right there. There we go. Now you can kind of see it the way the light's hitting it. Right there on the top edge of that molding. And there's some other blemishes, and so we're doing everything to make this thing as nice as we can. And my brother's got a Blazer he'll be building here soon, so that band will be perfect for his Blazer, and he can help cover part of the cost for a new band for my dad to put one on this. And so yeah, there's some good things about it. It's been sad because we got all the money tied up in it for a little bit longer, but overall, in my opinion, it's been a good thing to just take a break. I was so burnt out, and I know my dad really was. But yeah, it's going to be getting back worked on again. We're going to see more updates. You'll see more videos on it. So stay tuned. It's going to happen.